the woman who cooked with corpse water in the small village of Odiyu had always been shrouded in whispers. The elder spoke of ancient rites, of curses that lurked in the shadows, and of women who could make a pot of soup taste like heaven while serving up a mouthful of hell. But no one dared to speak openly about Mama Ose, the old woman who lived at the edge of the forest, where the river flowed dark and silent, swallowing secrets whole. It was said that her food was irresistible, a feast that could make even the gods weep with hunger. People traveled from distant towns just to taste her legendary dishes, yet no one knew where she got her ingredients. What was undeniable, though, was that everyone who ate her meals swore they felt stronger, luckier, sometimes even invincible. But the truth behind her secret ingredient was a horror waiting to be uncovered. On a particularly humid evening, Nnaji, a young apprentice cook, was tasked with delivering a bundle of fresh peppers to Mama Ose's hut. He had always feared the old woman. There was something unnatural about her. Her eyes, a shade too dark. Her smile, a little too wide. And her voice, as soft as silk yet laced with hidden thorns. When he reached her doorstep, he was met with the rich, intoxicating aroma of boiling broth, thick with spices that curled into his nostrils and wrapped around his senses. The scent was divine, yet something in it unsettled him. As he stepped inside, he noticed something strange. Mama Ose's clay pots were always full, always simmering, yet no one had ever seen her buy meat from the market. Curiosity got the better of him. That night, when the old woman went to gather herbs, Nnaji tiptoed into her kitchen. His hands trembled as he lifted the lid of the largest pot. What he saw made his stomach lurch. Floating in the bubbling broth were strands of hair and human fingers. His scream never made it past his lips. Nnaji barely managed to escape before Mama Ose returned, but he wasn't ready to flee just yet. He needed answers. And so, against every ounce of reason in his body, he followed the trail of footprints leading away from the hut, deep into the forest. At the heart of the woods lay the river, black, stagnant, and humming with unseen life. The air reeked of decay. And as Nnaji crouched behind a tree, he saw her. Mama Ose stood by the river's edge, a wooden ladle in her hands. She muttered incantations, her voice an eerie blend of whispers and growls. Then, with slow, deliberate motions, she dipped the ladle into the water and poured it into a clay jar. Nnaji's breath caught in his throat as he saw what floated past. A bloated, discolored corpse. Mama Ose was cooking with the water of the dead. Terrified, Nnaji ran back to the village, but by then, it was too late. The evening feast had already begun, and the townsfolk, his family, his friends, were gulping down spoonfuls of the cursed broth, their eyes glazing over with a strange euphoria. His voice cracked as he shouted, "Stop eating. It's evil." But no one listened. The moment the last bowl was emptied, the village let out a collective gasp. A chilling silence settled. Then, the screams began. People clutched their stomachs, writhing in agony. Their skin blackened as if burned from within. Their veins bulged, pulsing with something inhuman. One by one, they collapsed, eyes rolling back, their lips parting in silent, eternal screams. Only Nnaji remained untouched. A slow clap echoed from behind him. Mama Ose stood there, grinning, her lips curled in twisted amusement. "You should have joined them, Nnaji." She took a step forward, and the air around her shimmered like a mirage. Her form shifted, her hunched frame straightened, her wrinkles smooth, and before him stood a woman, young and beautiful, her eyes gleaming with ancient power. "I was growing old," she whispered. "But now, I am reborn." And with that, she vanished into the darkness, leaving behind only the scent of death and the lingering taste of her final, unholy feast. The village never recovered. The few who survived spoke in hushed voices of the night the curse came upon them. They boarded up Mama Ose's hut, but no one dared to burn it, fearing the wrath of whatever spirit still lingered within. As for Nnaji, he left Odiyu, wandering from town to town, a haunted man with a terrible tale to tell. But no one believed him. Until, in a distant city, he smelled something familiar in the air, the same intoxicating aroma of spices, broth, and something else. Somewhere, Mama Ose was cooking again. Years passed, and whispers of a mysterious new restaurant spread through the land. Those who dined there swore by its meals, claiming the food brought them unexplainable good fortune, strength, and beauty. But rumors of disappearances shadowed the restaurant's fame. Nnaji, now older and more battle-worn, recognized the signs. Under the guise of a customer, he entered the establishment. The smell of the broth was unmistakable. The woman at the counter was unfamiliar, young, charming, with an air of sophistication, but when she smiled, Nnaji knew. It was her. Mama Ose had found a new disguise, a new city, and new victims. Nnaji clenched his fist, vowing that this time, he would not run. This time, he would stop her, no matter the cost. For the feast was far from over, and the final course was yet to be served. Comment update for part 2. Like, share and subscribe to the African Tales by Praise YouTube channel.